Hello there and welcome. How's it going? This is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior. Welcome to the Ask and Be Inspired affiliate marketing live stream, designed to help you get unstuck, produce results, and achieve time freedom even if you're brand new. I get asked a lot about email marketing. One of the big things I get asked about is copywriting. So there's a lot of people that are not very good at writing in general, and they want to know more about how they can improve their copywriting skills so they can get better open rates, get more clicks, and increase their chances of getting more conversions. I'm going to be sharing with you what you should know about email copywriting that not a lot of people are telling you about. Okay, so let's dive in. What you should know about email copywriting. So I've been an affiliate marketer, an internet marketer for about over 8 years now. And the big skill that I specialize in is email marketing. From my experience and from my everything that I went through in my journey, I learned a lot of things about email copywriting from different coaches and mentors, even going through a few different courses. And these are the things that I learned about email copywriting that you must know. If you want to improve your email copywriting skills, you need to be mindful of the following. The first thing that you need to keep in mind, and this is a big mistake I see a lot of people making with their emails. The first one is, don't be sales pitchy with your emails. Okay. Are we checking on the audio? Okay, audio's good. The first thing you need to do is don't be sales pitchy with your emails. Now, why is that? The reason being is, though you are running a business and you're marketing a product to your email list of subscribers, you got to keep in mind that hard selling, hard pitching is not going to get them to buy. I still see a lot of people send out their emails like they're sending something out of an infomercial, and it doesn't sound very good. Generally speaking, a lot of people on your list, unless like they came from warm traffic, like say your social media or from your video channel or perhaps your blog, unless it's warm traffic, a lot of the leads that you have on your list are going to be cold. They don't know you. They don't like you. They don't trust you. At least not yet anyways. And you're going to kill those chances of building up that know, like, and trust relationship if all you sell are pitchy sales type of emails. You don't want to be that used car salesman that a lot of people don't want to deal with. I mean, imagine showing up to a car dealership and you're looking to buy a car and you know what car that you want, but the car salesman is interested in seeing if he can get you to buy a higher priced car or perhaps more than one car. And his goal is to sell the car to you. But you don't want to act like a used car salesman, because what car salesmen do is they use boiler pressure tactics that put a lot of pressure on you to buy the cars. Well, it's the same with the emails. A lot of people that are beginner marketers, or maybe they've been around the block for some time, but they don't have a solid strategy in place, they still send out pitchy, salesy type of emails, and those emails are not getting them the results that they're looking for. Their email open rates suck, they hardly get any clicks, and there's no conversions. Why? Because they need to understand the basics. It's not just about writing up email saying, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. No, it goes much deeper than that. But the first thing that you want to keep in mind when it comes to email copywriting is don't be sales pitchy with your emails. I recommend avoiding this at all times. What you need to understand, and we'll go into number 2 here, is your emails need structure. Okay, let me make this bigger so you can see it. Or how are we doing on the audio? Okay, still good? Okay. Your emails need structure. I can't begin to emphasize enough that when you're writing your emails, it needs to be structured in a way that it's a formula that you're following. So the formula goes like this. You set it up by bleeding into the first line like you would a fiction novel. What am I talking about? The first line of your email needs to be attention grabbing. Just see a lot of the fiction novels that are out there, and depending on what author you're reading from, you'll notice a lot of authors open up the chapter with a sentence that hooks you in to reading the rest of the chapter. Well, that's how you got to be like with your emails. That first sentence that you write in your emails, it's got to hook your subscriber in. And then you got to talk about the struggle. Then after that, you got to talk about the aftermath. And then you dive straight into the call to action. So there's a 4-part formula to this. And I won't go into detail of it more in here, but understand that this is the basic formula that you need to follow for all your emails. They need to have a structure. So that way you're not going to get confused on, oh my gosh, what do I write about? Or is this email that I wrote good enough? The key to writing good copywriting emails is it needs to have a structure. It also can't be, which dives into number 3, it can't be too lengthy. Let me actually move this a little bit to the right. Oops. Okay. Your emails cannot be too lengthy. I used to be guilty of this when I started with email marketing. I understood the importance of not being sales pitchy to my email list, but I was also writing way too long. I typically write pretty lengthy sometimes in the very beginning. Actually, a lot of times when I started writing emails for the first time, and usually my emails before averaged between, I would say, more than 400 words. And if your emails are more than 400 words total, it's too long. So you got to find a way to condense that length and go no more than 400 words. And in fact, the shorter your email is, the better it will be. The shorter you can make your email, the better it will be. Now, I've seen emails that are short and straight to the point without being sales pitchy, and I've seen them rather perform very well. Now, there's different types of ways that you can do email copywriting, but what you want to know is it can't be too lengthy. And the shorter that you can make your email, the better it will be for you over the long term. Because you got to keep in mind the leads that you have on your email list generally have a very short attention span, like that of a goldfish. The attention span of a goldfish, I would say, is about no more than 10 seconds. It's probably gotten shorter since then. But that's why when you're writing your emails, it needs to be structured in a way that it's following a formula and it's also not too lengthy. Because if you're writing emails like that out of a novel, the first thing that people are going to see when they open it is, oh, this is too much to read. I'm not going to bother reading this, because they get overwhelmed when they see chunks and chunks of text. You don't want to overwhelm your email subscriber. You want to keep it as short as possible. You don't have to keep it insanely short, but you want to keep your email as short as possible. Make sure it drives the point home and it gives value to your email list, which leads me into number 4. Make sure your emails are value and story based around whatever product or service you sell. Okay. All right, how are we doing on the audio? Okay, still good. Okay. So you want to make sure all your emails are value-based and story-based around whatever product or service you're selling. This is a vitally important point about email copywriting, because unfortunately, what I tend to see with a lot of marketers that are doing email marketing is they'll just hard pitch to their email list. They just so desperate to get people to buy from them, but they're not giving reasons as to why they should even care to not only read your emails, but to do business with you in the first place. This is why you need to follow not only a structure, make sure your emails are not too lengthy, but they need to be value and story based around whatever product or service you sell. For example, let's say you're marketing a weight loss product. So what kind of emails would you write? You would write emails that tie around your personal story about how you used to be obese, and then after using this product, you felt so much better and a lot more healthier after using this product for some time. And you talk about how you went from that pain of being overly obese to that pleasure of now being healthy and fit. Now, that's just one example of a potential email that you can write to your list. But the main point here is whatever product or service that you sell, all of your emails need to tie around whatever that product or service is. It needs to be value-based, and it also needs to be story-based. You can mix and match those types of emails. Not all your emails necessarily need to tell a story, but at the same time, also, your emails don't need to be all about being value based on whatever target niche that you're targeting in your emails. But you want to make sure you make your emails value and story based. This is important. This is going to save you so much time of staring at a blank screen and figuring out, well, what does it do? What is it that I need to write? I don't know what to write. You ever have those moments when you know that you need to write your emails to send out to your email list campaign for the week, but you just don't know what to write? Well, based on whatever product or service you're selling and whoever it is that you're targeting, and making sure that you follow that your emails are value and story based, a mixture of those two, you are going to save yourself so much stress and frustration in figuring out what kinds of emails to send out to your list. If you follow that, it's going to make it a lot easier for you. Most importantly, though, which I'll dive into the next point, your emails must be deliverable. So you can have all the other 4 points that I just talked about a moment ago. But if your emails are not deliverable, then all the things that I talked about here, it won't matter. So if you're running into deliverability issues, there could be a number of factors at play, such as your subject line. It could be the copy, or it could be that you're using certain words in a way that it's triggering the spam filters, and that's why your emails are not deliverable. Now, I used to suck at emails. In the very beginning, when I sent out emails before, the worst open rate I ever got on an email was about 2%. It was not very good. In fact, the highest that I ever did on an email open rate before I started perfecting my craft was about 5%. It wasn't very high. Now I've actually generated open rates as high as 80%. And usually my emails average about 15 to a little over 20%, typically speaking. But sometimes when I send out emails, they're sometimes higher in deliverability. But see, you got to make sure that before you send out your emails to your email list, you got to make sure you test it. It's got to be deliverable. As I learned from one of my coaches and mentors, Greg Davison, he said, deliverability trumps copy. If your emails are not deliverable, then the copy is just going to be useless. So you got to make sure that if you're finding out your emails are not deliverable, there's something that you got to change with the email. And you got to always be testing and tweaking those emails so that way you know how to write your emails to your list. But these are the basics that you need to know about email copywriting. Unfortunately, a lot of people still struggle with it, and they're not very good with writing emails, doing copy. And that's why I wanted to share this with you here, just so that it can help you out with improving your email marketing skills. But in case this is all still confusing, in case you're still overwhelmed, or you're not sure how to go about implementing this advice, I'm your go-to copywriting guy, which you can acquire me for details about my done for you email services that I do for my clients. I write their emails for them so that way they can either focus on learning how to be a better copywriter while I do their emails for them. Or if they don't want to deal with the copywriting at all, they can just focus on other areas of their business or have more time for themselves. Because a lot of people, they don't have the time to sit there in front of the screen and write their emails. And that's where I come in. So if you ever need any help with copywriting, you need an email campaign done for you, I'm your go-to guy. So if you're interested in that service, be sure to reach out directly to me, and I'll be happy to hook you up with all the details about how you can get your hands on my done for you email services. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing screen right over here. Now come back on camera. So what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and take questions. I did see that there have been questions that came in prior to this live stream episode. I'm gonna go ahead and get a quick sip of water, and I'll go ahead and dive into the questions after that. All right, question time. Lindsay asked, why is an email list so important? If you don't have an email list, then what is the point of sending out emails? As I learned from my coaches and mentors, Ace and Rich Guzman, leads are the lifeblood of any business. Your email list is your most valuable asset. If you don't have an email list, you have no business. There's no point in sending out emails if you don't have an email list. So even if you have a very small email list, that's still your most valuable asset. You can work with it, while at the same time, you're doing everything that you can to get new subscribers on your email list through lead generation strategies. If you don't have an email list right now, make sure that you implement your lead generation strategy skills and start getting your leads to subscribe onto your email list. Because to tell you the truth, a lot of people are not going to buy from you from the first point of contact. They're going to need to be warmed up. And if you don't have a way for them to subscribe to your email list, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So be sure, if you haven't done so already, be sure to get an email list built up. And when you've gotten an email list built up, start sending out emails to your list. Mario asks, can you explain how I can insert my affiliate link without my emails going into the spam folder? That's a great question, Mario. So I talked about earlier on about having structure in your emails and making sure that they're not being sales pitchy type of emails. The way that you can go about inserting your affiliate links in your emails without it going to spam is you need to, first of all, structure your email in a way that is either value-based or story-based, and then you need to hyperlink a one line of text to where it's not going to sound like it's sales pitchy. It needs to tie in with the overall structure of how you wrote that email. So, for example, let's say you talk about an email that talks about your story about how you were overly obese before. So I'm just going to go back to that example of the health and fitness niche. So if you have a weight loss product that you're selling and you're writing emails for the health and wellness, the health and fitness niche, one of the emails that you can talk about is sharing your story about how hard life was when you were overly obese. And when you finally found this product and started using it, you started seeing dramatic results. You started seeing an improvement on your overall health, and it made you feel so happy. And before that you close out the email, you can hyperlink a text that says, discover how you can obtain a healthier lifestyle using this. And you would hyperlink that whole text with your affiliate link behind it. Now, your affiliate link is not going to show in the email. It's going to be hyperlinked in the text. And that way, it's not going to go to the spam folder. Now, alternatively, you can use a tracking tool to actually cloak your affiliate link, and you can actually track your results from that tracking link that you put within your email. So that's another way of doing it. But if I'm being honest, typically with my emails, I'll just grab my affiliate link and then I'll hyperlink it with text behind it so that my affiliate link is not obviously showing in the email itself. It's behind the hyperlinked text. So you can do it that way, or you could do it the other way that I mentioned. But this is how you can insert your affiliate links into your emails without it going to the spam folder. Landon asked, any advice you can give me about what email address I can use for email marketing? Before you send out any kind of emails, you need to make sure that you get a custom domain email. The biggest mistake that I see a lot of marketers do with email marketing is they want to be cheap, and I know sometimes you want to just keep, actually not sometimes, but a lot of the times you want to keep your cost low so you can maximize on your ROI. But what I meant by they want to be cheap is they want to be lazy and they don't want to invest money into their business. That's what I mean by cheap, first of all. So they want to be cheap and they don't want to do it right. They would rather just use a free email provider email address to do all their email marketing through. Now, I know there's a lot of videos that show how you can go about doing that. The problem that they don't mention is that can cause you a lot of unwanted problems. And at the worst, your email address can be blocked completely by your free email service provider. So rather than having to go through all that hassle, you want to make sure that you do it right, invest into a custom domain email, and make sure you get that set up. Make sure you get an autoresponder, hook it up, and then once you have that in place, then you're good to go with adding people to your email list and sending out emails. Okay, so I'll be around if you have any more questions that you'd like me to cover. If there are no more questions, I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Okay, I don't see any more questions coming in. I trust you got a ton of value out of this live stream. And if you did, I invite you to join me on the journey of achieving time freedom through affiliate marketing. Simply take your first step right now by grabbing my free beginner's cheat sheet for affiliate marketing report by looking for the link below this video. If you've been feeling overwhelmed on what the first steps are in affiliate marketing, If you've been struggling to get started and just been plagued by a plethora of information, it's been making you feel confused, you're not sure what to do, I want to be your guide to achieving business success. Simply reach out to me and let me know how I can be of service to you on your journey to business success so that you can finally achieve the desired results that you want. I'll gladly point you in the right direction. With that said, this is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior. Thank you so much for joining me on this live stream episode. Have an amazing day, wherever you may be, whatever time zone that you're watching this from, and I'll see you on the next one very soon. Take care and all the absolute best.